Hey everybody, this week we're going to begin a 10-day dive into the difference between the delusional of the delusion of magical thinking and truly thinking magically. Real magic isn't about a trick or an idea found in a pop culture book about a secret, but what is it? Well, we're going to talk about that when we come back, and I promise I will tell you why I was giggling at the beginning of this show. Hey, and welcome to another installment of Inner Alchemy, the science of living your best life. I'm your host, Dr. John Michael Salvato, and first, let's get the giggles out of the way. When we first went live, I forgot to push the button that said live, and I was just chatting away with dead airspace and couldn't understand why we were not seeing anybody logging into the show all of a sudden. So welcome. We're glad that you're here. Today we're going to begin a series, as I said, that dives deep into the understanding of the difference between what often gets couched in pulp culture as an idea of the secret and the real art and science of thinking magically. So before we get started, if you're tuning in for the first time, welcome. If you're a regular viewer, we welcome you as well. And so let me know who's excited about learning or remembering a path that can help you and I to begin transformative changes in our lives, our relationships, our health, and our mental states. Drop a magical thinking in the comments below if this is something that you would love to hear about. And I think I'll start today with a quote. Let me pull that up here. It's a quote from I'll Be Seeing You by Suzanne Hayes. And she writes, if I shut everything else out and filled the room with memories of the past, the past could become the present and I could live there with him and I would never leave. Now, I know that sounds like something out of a Harlequin romance, and you might be thinking, well, what does that have to do with magical thinking? But really, that's what kind of happens when we approach magical thinking as some sort of metaphysical trick. When we approach it as something that we say or do, not something that's real, but something that tricks the mind into making things happen. And that's why certain new age and new thought teachers sometimes get it wrong. That's why sometimes when somebody's talking about your thoughts creating your health or your thoughts being responsible for your experiences, that it's interpreted by others as, oh, that person is saying it's your fault that you got cancer, it's your fault that you got AIDS, it's your fault that your relationship broke. And it's because we don't take that time to really understand that we don't need to trick our minds into anything. You see, real magic happens when we begin to break old belief patterns, when we have the courage to begin to apply the laws of the universe in a powerful and constructive way. But in order to do that, we have to understand those laws. And that's the foundation of working with the energy around a specific thing. You've heard me say before that that's what magic practitioners do. They work with the energy around a specific thing, a certain situation or a person, an event or circumstance. It's when we begin working with what I call the causes and conditions, that interconnectedness of all phenomenon, that we really begin to create a new reality. And the moment that we've done so, we've set the stage for transformation to occur within ourselves, which is where most people get it wrong. They think the solution lies outside of themselves, or it lies in looking at how things were in the past, or that they're waiting for the future that is something somewhere outside of ourselves to have an influence. And so they're trying to magically work on something externally. But magical thinking occurs as an inside job, and only as an inside job. Real magic changes us, and the world adapts to vibrate on our frequency, on our level. And that's the shift. That shift in vibrational frequency changes everything around us. But it's an internal change. It's an inside job. So if that resonates with you, if something that I just said is starting to make sense with you at a core level, maybe you just got a little bit of butterflies then go ahead and type "that's my vibe" in the comments, because over the next 10 days, that's the kind of concept that we're going to begin to unpack. Because you see, the universe is entirely and absolutely magical. Our biggest challenge is recognizing it as such. And that's why I make statements like explaining, like quoting Arthur C. Clarke, who said that magic is just science we don't understand yet. Because these universal laws that govern all of the universe both govern science and govern our practice of magic if our magic is to be effective. And that's why we're going to begin this series. We're going to take a look at those universal laws that are always available to us to create new experiences in our lives. And we're going to culminate with a special segment of the brew on about 10 days or 15 days from now, which will talk about the process of coming full circle, doing what we can to affect a healthier mindset, a healthier relationships, learning where the magic really is, because learning where the mind really is, and how magical thinking is just the organic result of having your physical and emotional houses in order. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope that you are too. If you are, let us know in the comments, and let us know where you're watching from, whether you're watching live or you're watching on the replay. So, whoever is watching this right now, wherever you're watching it and whenever you're watching it, let me know in the comments if you're excited about this process, this 10-day journey looking at the magical mind, looking at magical thinking, and recognizing the magical thinking is an inside job. Let me know in the comments. Be sure to remember to like and share and subscribe. Remember that we have a lot more content available on our YouTube channel and at Inner Alchemy Online. You can see all of that information down in the lower third section of the screen, where you'll find our YouTube channel. You'll see our Twitter link, our Instagram, and our website link, of course. And as we do at the end of every one of these shows, I want to take time to thank you for tuning in and for sharing this with everybody. Hey, I just now happened to see Mike from Orlando. Used to live in Winter Park myself, so Orlando is my stomping grounds for the majority of my teenage years. Guys, make it a great week. Know that you matter to me and that you're appreciated for the gifts, the lessons, and insights you bring my journey, and I can only hope that I do the same thing in some small way for you. And as we say at the end of every one of our broadcasts, I encourage you to stay in the moment, to be grateful for what you have, because that gratitude is going to open the door to what's waiting for you. And always remember, my friends, the best is yet to come. We'll look forward to talking to you soon. Mike, thanks for tuning in live. All the rest of you, thanks for watching on the replay. This is Dr. John Michael Salvato for Inner Alchemy. We'll see you tomorrow.